There were times when I felt strange sensations. I thought everyone felt them, but as I grew older, I realized that I had special abilities. I could see better and hear better than other people. Then Magister Nace explained it to me. It was Arche. It had told me that Arche was a special power which existed only in this world. And even amongst humankind, only a few people had a small potential to manipulate it. In order to forcibly realize this potential, volunteers were needed for the first experiment. Though the title no longer carries any meaning, I am still a knight. I do not know if I still have a lord to serve, but as a knight, I should not refuse an opportunity to become stronger. And so, I was one of multiple volunteers who stepped up. Each of us stood in front of a strange-looking structure. The Magisters explained that this device was made by beings who ruled this world a long time ago. I don't know how they knew this, but I had to believe them. If it wasn't for the Magisters, many more would have died before we reached this point. We had no other choice but to trust them. The structure lit up and started operating, and I finally knew what the sensations meant. My senses expanded, and what used to feel like grasping in the dark became clear. I could feel the presence of Arche. Now, I do not fear the unknown enemy, Vulgus.
The Magisters. Some believed we should kill them outright, but I knew we had to speak with them first. We needed to understand why these demons had invaded our world. The Magisters told us that the demons were called the Vulgus, a race from another world. The Magisters said they were a faction of Vulgus, but that they had opposed the invasion and had come to side with humans. As I was the one who had gathered and led the spires, the choice fell to me. Should we trust these Magisters, or kill them all? Were we humans even capable of killing them? The arrival of the Magisters split our group of survivors into two. Their appearance alone put our survival into jeopardy. How could we ever survive when all we knew had been destroyed, and we had lost everyone we cared about? However, our arguments were fundamentally meaningless. We were powerless to rail against the demons without their help. The Magisters helped us gather the other survivors. After feeling completely hopeless, thanks to them, we now had a future. The Vulgus had tried to exterminate us, but was the Vulgus who saved us. At the suggestion of the Magisters, I rallied the survivors and led them to the harsh mountains in the south. As they had said, the Vulgus attacks stopped as soon as we entered the mountains. And as the enemy attacks became less frequent, so too did the cries of those who demanded death to the Magisters. I remain troubled. Should we continue to trust them? I am unsure whether I was ever qualified to even lead the survivors.
When I first heard of the beings called the Ancestors, I thought everyone was trying to trick me. That there was once a race of ancient humans who possessed technology far superior to that of our current age. Not a chance. However, once I noticed that not a single one of the Magisters was smiling, I realized. There was a forgotten civilization. Inhabitants of a time during which humanity had reached unimaginable levels of development. The Magisters provided several articles of evidence. The massive underground ruins, the titanic sphere floating in the sky, and a hollow large enough to swallow a mountain. It was just as the Magisters had described. The world was full of mysteries that we could not yet explain. Of these, the most inexplicable one is the old mystery in Hagios. This structure, which has been referred to simply as the Old Mystery since ancient times, was said to be a structure of the Ancestors. Hearing that was more than enough explanation. Mysteries that cannot be understood by humanity were crafted by their hands. Nothing could be more magnificent. We must explore their ruins and discover their secrets as soon as possible. What were they thinking when they created these mysteries? And what other secrets did they bury?